Oh man, so Shannon Sharpe and Chad Johnson was speaking about Tay Diggs and his ex-wife, and the reason them breaking up was because of their interracial relationship. Now, you know Shannon Sharpe love the snow bunnies. Chad is engaged to a Latina girl. I'm not sure if she's Afro-Latina or not, but they gave their thoughts on the situation. Check this out right here.
A white woman and the resentment later built up inside. What is your takeaway? I'm gonna get into mine. What is your takeaway?
Love is love. I'm gonna just start there. Love is love. Personally, when I buy a bag of Skittles, I don't pick and choose which ones I want to eat.
I pour them in my hand and throw them in my mouth.
At this point where we are, at this juncture in life in 2023, the fact that we are still stuck on this is beyond me.
Did he wake up one morning like, God, I'm a white woman?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he allowed the community to make decisions for him. When I see someone from Hollywood, if I see somebody walking down the street and they look so happy, that's how I look at it. It takes nothing from me. So I don't get why so many people get so upset.
I always say the same thing, man. Date who makes you happy. I love everybody. It's always been a moniker of mine. It's something that I've always tweeted and always preached for the longest. And it's the fact that we're still on that, especially at this day and age. It is what it is.
Above all else, I want people to be happy.
Now, Dr. Umar went off in response to that. You probably already seen that. I know it has some good views, but I'm going to catch y'all up with that if you haven't seen it. But this is Chad Johnson's response to Dr. Umar right here.
Dr. Umar wants to have an intellectual discussion with you and Shannon about interracial video y'all did. Shoot, Dr. Umar, shit, he need to talk. Listen, Dr. Umar need to talk to Shannon, man. You don't need to talk to me. I love everybody, man. Ain't nothing Dr. Umar gonna tell me. I understand what he's saying. I understand where he's coming from. I love him. I love Dr. Umar, man, and what he stands for. I'm not the one he needs to talk to, but I would love that too. I would love that. I would love that. Got Dr. Umar be spitting that shit, man. I like some of the stuff he talk about, but also, with that mentality, it can close a lot of doors, man. With that mentality, at times, it can close a lot of doors and opportunities for you. But I love his message at times. Yeah, but based on what you're trying to do in life and based on some of the opportunities that you can be afforded with that mentality, it can close a lot of doors. Just being honest. But I love him, though. I love him to death. Mikela, you said what doors will it close? Mikela, you have a job, right? Who you work for? What your boss look like? What your CEO look like? We can't open our own doors. We don't own shit. At all. Nothing. Think about it. I don't understand. What do we even, we have to think. Talk about opening this and opening that.
Okay, so that's what Chad had to say. Now, quick reminder. Let me let you hear what Umar said directly towards Chad.
Brother Chad Johnson, you claim that love is love. Brother Chad said love is love. Ocho Cinco said love is love. So, Brother Chad, I have to ask you, my dear brother, if you believe love is love, why are most interracial marriages involving black men? If love is love, why are most interracial marriages involving black men? Why do most of them generally consist of a black man with means and a non-black woman of lower means? If love is love, why do we see a consistent slant and disproportionality between black men and their non-black spouses? If love is love, shouldn't we find just as many non-black women of substance marrying black men of less substance? Why is it always black men of substance marrying non-black women of less than substance? Love is love. Love is political. Love is business. Or should I say, marriage is political and marriage is business. Now, my brother Chad, you cannot sit here and tell me, good brother, Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson, you cannot sit here and tell me that you are that naive, that politically uneducated, that socially inept to believe that white women are out here marrying rich black men because they love them. I think we know better, don't we? I think we know better. Have you not noticed, being the superstar you are? Have you not noticed all the black athletes who were sued by their white wives as soon as they fell from grace in the entertainment or athletic realm? I remember when RG3 lost his notoriety and fame on the football field. I remember when RG3 lost his fame and notoriety on the football field. The first thing his snow bunny wife did was sued him. That's the first thing she did. And she didn't sue him for a little bit of money. She sued him for a large divorce settlement. We consistently see this. When Tiger Woods got divorced from his snow bunny, she took 50% of his wealth, becoming a billionaire overnight. When he met her, she was a housemaid, and she became a billionaire off of Tiger Woods. Don't tell me no love is love. Don't tell me no love is love. And when we talk about killers of the flower moon, and we look at what interracial marriage did to the Osage Nation of Oklahoma, I'm going to put some more bullets in your intellectual coffin. I'm going to put some more bullets in your intellectual coffin. I'm going to put some more bullets in your intellectual coffin. These white women ain't dating y'all because they love you. They dating you because you got money, Chad. And then you said, I'm going to get to Shannon in a minute, and this is in love. I ain't got no problem with Chad or Shannon as black men. I have problems with the decisions they make and the propaganda that they fake. Notice I said I got a problem with the decisions that they make and the propaganda that they fake. Why am I saying propaganda that they fake? Because Shannon Sharpe knows better, and Chad Johnson knows better, and they know these white women and these other non-black women are not marrying these black men because they love them. They're marrying them because they want the bag. Joel Embiid married a bunny. Do you really think she would have married his 7'6" Cameroonian self if he wasn't a multi-millionaire? Who's the point guard from the Atlanta Hawks? Trey Young. He just married a bunny. You think these white women marrying these athletes because they love them? Half the time they only dated them for a year or two. They marrying them for the bag. And you see it with the high divorce rates of athletes and celebrities after they're no longer famous and popping. When they are no longer at the top of the charts, what is the first thing these white women do? They file for divorce and they take half. Then you said, Brother Chad, why we still stuck on this in 2023 is beyond me. Heavily melanated, dark-skinned Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson said he don't understand why we still stuck on this in 2023. He don't understand why we still stuck on this in 2023. Brother Chad, can I ask you a question? Have you ever went to an Asian church, a Korean American church, a Chinese American church, a Japanese American church? Have you ever went to an Asian church and asked them why there's never no black people in there? Have you ever accused them of being stuck? Have you ever accused them of looking out for their best interests? Have you ever accused them of sticking to themselves? But when it comes to black men, when it comes to the black community looking out for our best interests, all of a sudden we still stuck on this in 2023. My brother Chad Johnson, can I ask you a question? Is police brutality a thing of the past or the present? Let me ask you that. Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson, is police brutality a thing of the past or the present when it comes to African people? Let me ask you another question, Brother Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson. Is mass incarceration of black men a thing of the past or a thing of the present? Let me ask you another question. Is ethnic cleansing, aka residential gentrification of black people, is that a thing of the past, Brother Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson, or is that a thing of the present? Brother Chad Ocho Cinco, let me ask you another question. If mass incarceration is a thing of the past and the present, if hangings are a thing of the past and the present, if police brutality is a problem of the past and the present, Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson, if every problem we ever had in America continues to be a problem for black people today in America, why are you asking us, are we still stuck on looking out for ourselves? Why don't you go ask Joe Biden? Why don't you go ask the U.S. Congress? Why don't you go ask the Supreme Court? Why don't you go ask the Democratic Party? Why don't you go ask the Republican Party why they still stuck on white supremacy? Ask them why they still stuck on white bigotry. Ask them why they still stuck on not giving black people reparations. Go ask them why they still stuck on mass incarceration. Go ask the police why they still stuck on murdering black people. See, my issue with you celebrities and entertainers, my issue with you celebrities and entertainers, my issue with you celebrities and you entertainers is you like to console your white slave masters. You like to make them real comfortable by acting like you don't understand what race is. Chad Johnson, you a dark-skinned black man. Ain't no way in hell you gonna sit here and tell me you don't know what white supremacy. Shannon Sharpe, you even darker than he is. From Alabama, I think it is, or Georgia. There's no way in hell you ain't gonna tell me that you don't know what white supremacy is. You two brothers were straight up cooning on that little clip I saw today. And then you went on and said, date who makes you happy. Chad Johnson. I'm gonna come to Snow Bunny Shannon in a minute. I'm gonna come to Snow Bunny Shannon. And Shannon Sharpe, I challenge you to bring me on your podcast. Shannon Sharpe versus the Prince of Pan-Africanism. Is Snow Bunny hopping in the best interest or the worst interest of the black community? I challenge Shannon Sharpe to a debate on your podcast about interracial dating and interracial marriage. You and me on Club Shay Shay. What you gonna do now, bro?
Alright, so bet now that y'all all caught up, let me give you my quick little 1-2-1-2 in the whole situation. Now, Chad straight up ducked the smoke and shifted the conversation to state an obvious truth in regards to those doors that's going to be closed.
Mentality can close a lot of doors, man. With that mentality, at times it can close a lot of doors and opportunities for you.
Because I'm pretty sure a lot of doors have been closed for Umar. I'm sure of that. But that is the main issue with our community. You know, our community lacks power because it lacks structure and stability. Structure starts with families, and then that builds communities and then creates resources so that community can thrive. But if our community never builds structure, then we're forced to have to continue outsourcing, leaving us economically vulnerable and dependent on other folks. But this is the logical standpoint, though. It doesn't take into effect the different individuals that make up the dating pool within the black community. You know, once you start meeting different individuals, that can skew your judgment in X, Y, and Z. But many individuals do have flaws, but it isn't different from any other race. But the propaganda that's spread about black people makes it easy to fall for the idea that, hey, if my relationship ain't working and all I've dated was people within my race and people are already saying that my race isn't worth a damn, then maybe I should look outside of it for solutions. Not understanding two things. One, every person, no matter the race, fails in all of their relationships except one, if God allows them to be able to pass away while having a partner. Everyone fails. So just because you keep failing within your race doesn't mean that the entire race is trash. And secondly, I kind of got this thought from my boy Alan over at We Need to Talk. You know, he love to say things like this, but the underlying self-hatred that many of us have for our own people shows when some of us step out to date other races, because that's when they present their best selves. Y'all know how it go, dog. If you go into the wing spot of your neighborhood, you can go any type of way. You pulling up to that thing comfortable. But if you're going out to a nice steakhouse, you're going on your best behavior, all the manners and shit. You're going dressed up. It's the same thing with some people when it comes to interracial dating, whether it's a woman with her femininity or true emotional intelligence when it comes to dealing with a man and allowing him to express himself without having to have a certain image that many black men are required to have, you know, the strong, stoic, non-sassy type, you feel me? Some people may say the gangster thug type archetype, but still gotta be intelligent and smart and get in the back. When it comes to some women and their expectations for black men, it's kind of extreme and it's kind of crazy. But we could also say if it's a guy, you know, who finally has the resources to take care of a family, but assumes that it will be best to find a woman from another race, assuming that she will be easier to deal with and wouldn't challenge him, not understanding that some black women will thrive in that position if given the liberty to focus on being a homemaker with a true family dude that she feels secure with. Listen, dog, there's many more factors, but I'm always left to the point that no matter what I think, me as an individual, no matter what I think, other men may have their reasons, or women may have their reasons for wanting to live their life the way that they choose to. I can have my core values, and if asked about them, I can explain why. Hopefully other people can understand and wish to adapt my perspective as their own, but it isn't a mandate, it's just a perspective. But do know I will look at you a little funny when you pull the race cars down the line for personal gain, when in actuality, you're just an individual that happens to be black rather than just a black man or woman that's loyal to their community, you feel me? And focused on building their community, because when you run into certain issues, you understand why building communities is important, so you can have true solace, true structure, true backbone to fall on. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying, but once again, everyone has their reasons and I have no choice but to accept them, and that's not gonna make me respect or love my brother or sister any less. Just watch your mouth though, watch your mouth. But I'm still gonna wish for the best and hope for the best no matter what they decide to do with their life, alright? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.